We've got high hopes. We've got high hopes. We've got high in the sky like apple pie. High hopes.
What is that from?
Goofy movie.
Goofy movie.
Yeah.
When?
Goofy sings it to Max when he's down. He's like really depressed and...
Is it when they're like stuck on their car in the river?
Yes, yes. I was going to say a raft, but yeah, it's a car.
I'm like, I only know the songs from Powerline.
Powerline. Dude, what?
Cool.
90s movies we were talking about Tarzan earlier.
We were.
90s movies had the soundtracks, man.
They did. And movies don't have soundtracks. Like, something that bothers me, people used to make songs just for movies.
Mm-hmm.
And now movies just kind of like pick random songs that are kind of popular, slaps it onto their movie, whether it makes sense or not.
A majority of them, yes, I would totally agree with you. But, there is an outlier. Top Gun Maverick.
Yes. Well, that's
Lady
because
Gaga.
Top Gun, the original Top Gun had like a bunch of songs made for it. Two, specifically.
I don't mean to talk too much about Tom Cruise, but I really do.
Mr. Cruise.
If you guys weren't aware, he's living in space right now.
So is he actually?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's filming a movie.
But why how? But
Because he's going to be the first actor in space to make a movie.
is it like a documentary? Or
No, it's a full...
Who's filming it?
His buddy, Christopher Quaid. I might have got that last name wrong. He's been directing a lot of his movies.
We are going too far, dudes.
No, he's the action hero. He's the guy who actually goes out there and does it.
I know that. I don't know about space, though, man.
Yeah, no, it's the last frontier.
I wonder if it'll do anything physically. Because, like, going up in space changes your body because of the lack of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that'll do to Mr. Tom Cruise. I imagine not much, because he's already a pretty physically fit fella for his age, which is surprising.
If you go through his history and you just look at him throughout his filmography, he's got some weird moments where Risky Business,
Yeah.
right? He looks like a normal guy who just hasn't been eating.
Yeah. Yes. Wasn't he really young in Risky Business?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he looks very natural. When you get to like Mission Impossible 3, he's got long hair. That might be 2. But anyways, the original trilogy.
Look, yeah.
Really?
Long hair Tom Cruise is not good, in my opinion.
I think he's adorable.
I don't think he wore it well, but I understand.
Then you get to Live, Die, Repeat.
There we go.
Which you guys would probably think it's called
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh god.
Live, Die, Repeat's so much better.
People who didn't even read the manga, and I didn't read the manga.
Yeah,
it's based on a manga.
I didn't even know it was based on a manga for a very long time.
It's called Live, Die, Repeat, and that's the alternate title, and honestly, it's not the alternate.
It's the better title.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's the Americanized, we don't know what we're going to call this because we have to be different.
Yeah, we can't just call it what it is.
Yeah,
we have to give it a cutesy little name.
Oh my god, because Live, Die, Repeat literally describes what it is.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow sounds like this is the penultimate moment, and it doesn't imply that there's like the fantastical element of repeating the story. Like Live, Die, Repeat tells you.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what it is. Also, why do you use penultimate?
Thanks.
I was
proud of that one.
That was stellar, dude.
The 11th hour.
Most bodacious.
Thanks. Speaking of 90s movies, I was thinking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off yesterday.
That's an 80s movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because I was like, the only thing that like makes that movie, like if you watch the movie, you know there's many moments in
Are you going to talk about Cameron?
No, Cameron's crazy.
Cameron is the best character.
Cameron's a really big part. But the thing is, I was like, the only thing that sold this film and makes it something people still talk about is the fact his name was Ferris Bueller. Because no one's named Ferris as your first name and then Bueller as your last name.
Bueller,
yeah.
Bueller.
And I was like, if his name was like John, that movie would not have been nearly as popular because it wouldn't have been as recognizable.
Yeah, but it could have been John Bueller.
No, that just doesn't work right. It's not the same.
See, is that because we already know Ferris Bueller?
But I think it's because the name is so different, you're going to be like, I remember that one, because that's weird. That's a different one.
Yeah.
That's an uncommon name. I was thinking specifically of the scene, it's the end, the very end, when he's trying to run back home, and the soundtrack's great during that moment, and he's trying to get back home in time before his parents show up.
Yeah.
I was thinking specifically, after he had this whole thing where he talks about how he wants to, like, marry his girlfriend, and he loves her more than everything, and he means it. As he's running home, he runs past these two babes, like, suntanning, and then he stops and comes back and shakes their hand.
Because he appreciated the moment.
Yeah.
John Hughes, huge teenage film guy in the 80s.
The teenage film
Yes.
guy.
Yes. Ferris Bueller's your favorite?
I don't know if it's my favorite. I like it. Oh, man. What's your favorite? Is it Ferris
We
Bueller?
literally recreated a scene in college together about one of his movies.
Which one?
The Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we did, didn't we? Aw, yeah.
And we went on the field. Do you remember? We're on the bus with everybody else, right? Mm-hmm. We're carrying all our equipment. And one of our buddies, I forgot his name. I think it was Malik.
Yeah, something
Malik
like that.
was telling me, he was like, yeah, this is where the Arizona Cardinals used to train. I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about that, and I, like, blacked out because I did not care about sports.
I can understand, but to me, I was like, that's my favorite team. And you're telling me I'm going out on the field that they used to practice on?
Man.
Just to create this school shitty shot. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't turn out bad. It was decent.
We didn't have a long enough camera lens to get the shot the way. Also, we filmed in the middle of, like, the day.
Yeah.
And the shot famously takes place at sunset. So
Yes.
the shadows are a lot more dynamic.
We've learned a lot since then.
We have.
Yeah.
I actually
But-
too often think back to the things we did in school, and now I sit here and go, why did I do it that way? Why did I pick the most complicated thing to do?
I know, right?
I was
My obsession was Zollies.
oh god, you every single
shot.
time you had a camera in your hands.
I was like, I need to do a Zollie. And I did this in community college, too. And they're just like, we're trying, and we can't do it.
It's a hard thing to do well, and not every shot requires one.
I had before I met you, I had a different editor, right? And he was like, I can do it in post.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And I just went, no, we need to do it in live action.
You got that, like, director headspace, like,
Yep.
it's gonna be this way.
Yes, if you guys didn't know, I'm that kind of guy.
Oh.
Or, yeah, no, I'm still that kind of guy. I've calmed down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, back then, everyone was an asshole in school.
Yeah.
Because everyone's frustrated and overworked.
Yep.
And it's not what they want it to be, and we all know that, but we have to just get it done. The thing that infuriated me the most was no one knew how to light a set, and everyone insisted on overcomplicating it.
I know how to light sets.
You do. Every team I was on didn't.
Believe it or not, as much as a director asshole that I'm really good at being, I'm just being the asshole part of the directing, but
You're
lighting,
my favorite asshole, though.
oh, thank you. Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Thanks, champ.
Hey, sport, you're doing a great job.
Tiger.
They're great. Lighting was the weird, like, default that I fell into, and I was just like, I loved, as a kid, just putting up Christmas lights. Mm-hmm. I still love putting up Christmas lights. I focus, like, hyper-focus on them. Mm-hmm. Watching The Bear,
Yeah.
that Christmas episode,
You were just looking at all the lights everywhere?
I was just looking at how, we're looking at John Benthal, beautiful man.
He is.
I love that his hair is stuck with him, and just, yeah.
He looks good with a beard, too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, now that I look back at The Punisher, when he played The Punisher, I was like, give him a beard, dude. He looks so cool.
You know what? I didn't realize, like, how tall he is. Or maybe he just feels taller in this cast.
I think he's like 5'10", 5'11".
Because, like, in all the other roles, he's also usually wearing, like, really baggy clothes or standing next to giants like
Yep.
Rick Grimes. So he felt shorter.
The coolest thing about him, it's the same thing about Harrison Ford when he started. They are blue-collar guys.
Yeah.
They have no real experience in acting, when they start out. People were just like, hey, I think you play this character great.
That gives them a more honest performance, I'd say.
Yes.
And I like that. I'm into it.
Yeah. And, I'm losing my words. I'm so sorry, but it's so good.
It is.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna backpedal a little bit.
Can I say something first?
Yes.
Hey, it's coffee break.
Yeah, we're here. 10 minutes in.
We're gonna do this one weird.
We're doing it differently than usual. You've probably noticed by now.
Yeah, and you know what? For those of you who are outside of the United States, happy July 4th.
Yeah.
For those within, happy holiday.
Yeah. I hope it's a nice holiday for you.
It should be a really calm and tame holiday.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's the vibe I got when I went outside.
Yeah, there's not a single person. The world is empty. And it's lovely. So yeah, rewinding a little bit back to lighting a set.
Yeah.
It would infuriate me. We would spend hours on this. And I'm like, this is something you're supposed to figure out before we even get to the set. And I would feel so bad for the actors because they would just be sitting there doing nothing for hours as these assholes just like they would have 7 different lights pointing in a million different directions, a million reflectors, and I'm like, just turn on the overhead lights because we're in a room, turn on the lights overhead, put 3 lights or 2 maybe, and then just film the scene. It doesn't have to be that perfect looking.
I would disagree with you on that.
I mean, for what we were doing, we were also filming. It was always because we had like an hour to film.
Yeah.
And they would spend 90% of it fiddling around with lights. And I'm like, just film it. Just get it done.
Do you remember we were working on that like interview paranormal documentary thing?
Yeah.
And our partner just
completely bounced on us.
And then I just went through all of Destination Fear. That was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot. At the point where I was like, this is very interesting, but my mind is so numb.
It's like you don't even like register
it
anymore.
Like, I don't care if it's a ghost. I'm just like, keep going. Anyways, I'm looking at how they do their interview shots, and I'm like, that's exactly what I had in my mind. You don't need to light up the person constantly.
Yeah,
you just need one strong harsh light, one backlight, and a third soft light.
Yeah, to like
that complements the harsh light.
Yeah.
Do not do the overhead, and especially if you have, what are they called? Fluorescent. Oh my god. I hate fluorescents. I hate working with them. The ballast.
And it's the ones that buzz, like when you're in a when you're in a convenience store.
Yep. They're most prominently in grocery stores and convenience stores. Yeah.
It also adds like if you're using a specific type of lens, it will flicker.
Yep.
And that's a nightmare.
Yeah. We watched a whole thing in school about that, and it was a horror movie, and something was happening in the scene where somebody was like trying to rob them, and they filmed with those overhead lights, the fluorescent lights, and it got that flicker. And we're like, so that looks like shit.
Yeah.
And the professor was like, so what they told the producers was that was intentional, and they got away with it. And I was like, no.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Yeah. We had this saying, wing it until you make it. You just gotta wing everything.
The last project I did, this was another thing. Every single like team I got stuck with didn't know what they were doing.
Yep.
The last one I did, I remember, we had to film a documentary type of thing. And I had an idea. I had been holding on to this idea for years, and it was, let's talk about the art department, because the building is falling apart, and everyone will tell you that it needs more funding. We could just do a thing that talks about the art department. No, I don't know. That doesn't sound that sounds boring. And then she picked let's interview someone who's really interesting. And so she picked one of the random people who would ride around on a unicycle, even though that's not that exciting.
Oh, is that how that project came to be?
Yeah, and it's just like, what do you do with a unicycle? I ride it, and then that's basically it.
To be fair, the unicyclist, I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name. He was a nice guy. He was doing so many things. He was the only one doing projects.
Yes, he was an actor, a circus character.
He was a musician as well.
Yep. And him on his unicycle, because I went to join you one day, He was on the unicycle. He got himself propped up right, and then started juggling Skittles.
Yeah. Bowling pins.
We're
We're not in Britain. We don't call them Skittles.
I still call them Skittles ever since I learned that.
You're such a contrarian.
I'm not a contrarian.
Okay, here. You're
I'm
such a
the edge-
contrarian.
Wow. I was going to say I'm the edgelord, but fuck you.
No, the thing is, like, yeah, you see a dude on a unicycle, and it's like, that's neat. And then you interview him once, and he goes, I like riding a unicycle. And he talks about how it's different than a bike and why he chose it, which is basically just, it's more fun than being on a bike.
Yeah.
And then that's basically it, and it was a nightmare, because we needed to fill, like, 10 minutes, and you can't, of just one person unicycling. And because he was so busy doing a million projects,
It was hard to get him back.
it was so hard to film anything with him. And I'm like, if we just did the art department thing, we just need to we could walk into the building at any point in time. And I know the schedules of all of the art teachers.
Yep.
And I'm like, why did we do this unicycle thing? Ah! Ah!
That really sucks, because now in hindsight, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, as cool as he was, he could have just been an extra in that.
He could have.
And
He really didn't need to be there.
The next year after you finished up, they modeled? Renovated. They renovate. That was the word I was looking for. They renovated the art department. Remember, I almost got arrested for just touching a fence?
Yeah.
Because I saw a weird bird.
We were just... the cops on campus were such pieces of shit.
And,
what are you guys doing? Looking at the construction, because we go to the school.
And then there's this weird rumor about it, where if you go into, like, a certain stairwell, and you look through the crack in the wall, you could see a chair. And it's just alone in a room, and you could see the chair.
Yes.
And I was like, that's not real. And
No, it is.
somebody showed me it.
Yeah.
And I looked through the crack, and I saw it, and I was like, this is really weird.
It's the building wasn't made to be an art department building.
Yeah.
Clearly. I think it was a science building at one point in time.
There was no theater in it. The theater's built next to it.
Yeah.
As an afterthought.
And it's a really cruddy theater. And I would just, because I had art classes a bunch, because I love art, I would just look through, and you would find, like leaves from the fall months later, just in the corners, as if it's not being cleaned.
Yep.
There were cracked tiles everywhere. Even when they were renovating it, they just put a stupid statue out front. They didn't actually fix the building.
A lot of that we can contribute to was the president,
Yeah.
who's in prison by now.
Yes.
Fuck you.
There.
Yeah, she stole money. It was very clear. She stole money from everyone.
Yes.
And she got not only fired, but thrown in prison for that.
The school there was such bad snow that, like, literally it was like a health and safety warning.
Yes,
and
this is the year before I showed up.
And she still refused to cancel classes.
Yep.
Because it was the finals, and it would be hard to reschedule that. And it was like, what do you mean it'd be hard to reschedule it? There's still 2 more weeks after the finals for this exact occasion.
It's funny that, like, the years leading up to 2020, there was always, like, you need to show up, you need to be physically present. And then 2020, even though the technology was there, they refused to accept it. And then it forced everyone to be like, I could just sit at home and do this.
Yeah, once we all realized...
we all
this
knew
could
it.
have been an email becomes far more apparent.
Yeah, that's so dumb. Okay.
Nice little trip down memory lane.
Yep. There is no crunch time today.
Nah. Well, we're doing things differently.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling them.
I know. Well, I'm just saying we're doing things differently.
We watched a Batman movie yesterday.
We did.
And I want to talk a little bit about this one. It's called The Doom That Came to Gotham.
Not a very memorable title, I'm going to say.
The title... Okay. First of all, let's just dive into this. It's an animated film. I think they half-assed a lot of it.
There's so many animated DC films that just no one talks about. They just are.
Because they know that people are watching them.
Yeah.
And people like them, so they're like, let's just keep pumping them out. Warner Brothers is not doing good right now.
No.
And I will definitely get into how bad they are doing. Oh, hey, buddy. Anyways.
What, you mean they weren't doing amazingly when they announced the Suicide Squad Isekai anime? which it says Suicide Squad, but all I've seen is Harley and Joker.
Stop using these characters. That's kind of one thing that I did appreciate about this movie. Mm-hmm. Harley and Joker are not in it. And I was like, thank God we can have a Batman without the fucking Joker.
Yeah, just doing something a little bit different and original.
Like, I get it, the yin and yang, but like, not all the time, guys. Just stop.
Also, everyone's attempt at doing the Joker is usually pretty bland.
Yeah, I think they're running out of ideas, especially when you got some of the best Jokers already.
Yeah, even like the Telltale game, the Batman Telltale game.
Yeah,
I liked that version of Joker. Initially, as we continued forward,
I would prefer the Penguin's iteration.
That was cool. It was an interesting take on the Penguin.
I'm excited for the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we were talking about it yesterday. Yeah.
No, I was talking about it, and you were just annoyed with me.
I was annoyed with you.
Here's the thing. I was wondering, in the Penguin or the Batman Part 2, does he get his penguins, his pet penguins? Because I will cry and scream like a little giddy girl. Because that is so cool to me.
I mean, I was like,
You get it? He's a penguin?
I get it.
You get it?
Wow.
Hey guys, don't forget, it's a comic book.
I think he'll have a statue of a penguin somewhere, or a painting. And then I made the joke that it'd be like the Adam and God painting with the pointing fingers, but it would be the penguin and a penguin.
Which would be cute. The Doom That Came to Gotham was released a few months earlier, but it's finally on Max. You can just go watch it. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to buy the movie. I was like, there's no way it's worth it. It's definitely not worth buying, but it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, it was cool.
And that title that you're making fun of is... The whole thing is inspired by Lovecraft.
Yes.
H.P. Lovecraft. And he has a story called The Doom That Came to Aneth.
He has such weird fantasy names that he comes up with.
Yep. And he's building this lore, right? Mm-hmm. And I read a little bit of the story, and I was like, this is kind of cool. I haven't finished it. I'll go through and finish it. Lovecraft, guys, remember that. Because we're going to get heavy into Lovecraft at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I say it like it's a daunting task, because it is.
It is. It's so much. He was a weird guy.
He was a weird guy.
Bad guy, also. Racist. Yeah. Horrifically racist.
Yeah, his racist moments really just take me out of his stories. I'm just like, there's no reason to be that way. Mm-hmm. Even if you just dislike a person, you shouldn't be that aggressive about it.
Yeah.
And putting it in your stories... It's just like, you made it very clear.
He was a loser. No one liked him.
He was such a loser that he died alone.
Yeah.
Poor.
His own, mother didn't even like him.
Yeah. He died alone, poor, didn't make a single cent off his stories.
Nope.
And after he died, then they became, popular.
That's the karma for being racist.
Yeah, for being a piece of shit. Anyways, the Batman movie, The Doom That Came to Gotham. Mm-hmm. Oliver Queen's in there.
Yep.
Dick Grayson's in there. Dick dies really quick.
I was briefly.
Talia, Ra's al Ghul, which they pronounce correctly.
Yeah.
But Ra's just looks like a stereotypical Middle Eastern, which I was like, this is really not okay.
It was a weird one.
Harvey's in there.
Poor Harvey. An interesting way of doing his Two-Face thing.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yes.
He got infected, and so basically he's just attached to a wall, slowly dying.
Yeah, he became an entranceway to
this other realm where
basically
Iog
Sotho, it's not a real Lovecraft monster, but it's clearly inspired by it. Yeah.
And then Batman just becomes the Batman.
It's basically more like Man-Bat than Batman.
Yes. I felt... No, I didn't feel it. I saw it. I was like, yeah, this is you just adapting him into a Man-Bat.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's not your typical Batman story.
No.
And he's killing people. He's dealing with demons,
Yeah, there's like mystical
gods.
like weird. It was weird, you know. I was into it.
It's more crazier than Justice League Dark.
Yes, but I would want it to be. When I hear Lovecraft, I think, oh, things are gonna be real bonkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lovecraft is... Guys, tell me what your favorite Lovecraft story or creature is in the comments. I could tell you right now, mine is Dagma.
Yeah?
Oh, it's a short story, and it creeps me out every time I read it.
Mm-hmm.
I will come back occasionally and just reread it.
I don't know if I have a favorite.
The creature on the beach, deep in the night, distant shores. Oh.
I liked the one of, what was he, like a wizard or something? Who kept trying to go into a building in his dreams. And he was basically recounting... I don't remember what it was. It was weird. He kept, like, going to a building in his dreams.
I don't remember that one.
It was a weird one. It was a short story. It got, like, crazy at the end, though. I remember that. Like, we jumped, like, 17 sharks suddenly between two sentences.
That can happen. Lovecraft, just the last thing, taught me that statues are actually bas reliefs.
Yes.
And I will refer them as bas reliefs just to piss people off.
Yeah, just like how you're calling them Skittles now, apparently.
Yeah, they're Skittles.
No, you just insist on, look, you need to now ask me.
And when
what
I see the
referring
candy,
to.
the Skittle, I call it confectionery.
People just stop talking to you. It's like, I can't deal with this anymore.
When I was a little bit younger, in my 20s, I would learn these things, right? And then I would address them like a pompous fuck. And people would be like, I hate you.
Yeah,
I hate the fact that you say that.
Remember how I said penultimate and you were impressed with me throwing the word out? It's because I'm using it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, no. It's fine to use larger vocabulary and show off your skills. The way I do it, I am a pompous fuck about it.
You are.
I'm making it a point. Like, I'm better than you.
And you need to now ask me what I'm talking about.
When I drink my tea, I leave my pinky out. Okay, I want to talk about the box office.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're diving into it. What a surprise. That...
I am massively in love with this.
What?
I love it.
Love what? The box office this week? What do you love about it?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Nobody wanted it, but here it is. 60 million?
Yeah.
In America?
But it cost like $700 million to make this movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's not going to break even. There's
There's
no way it's going to be Avatar.
That's not even going to pay Harrison Ford's salary. The $60 million.
I bet he got paid like $50 million for it.
I've heard very just middling things about it. Like, it's like, yeah, it's fine.
I read the ending.
Yeah? Yeah, you told me.
And I'm not okay with it. I think it's stupid. And it doesn't make sense why we wouldn't reboot this franchise. And remember those rumors that Chris Pratt was supposed to take over.
Did you hear what Chris Pratt said about it? He had an interview recently and he talked about that.
This is just a Chris Pratt day.
It is. It's a big... We've been talking about him. So... Someone asked him about the rumors that they wanted him to be Indiana Jones, and Chris Pratt said he was terrified of touching the franchise because one time Harrison Ford said to him, when he dies, Indiana Jones dies. And Chris Pratt was like, I don't want to have to live with like that weight of trying to live up to that. And that's why he never touched doing Indiana Jones.
Fuck Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Fuck Han Solo. Han Solo sucks.
He
if
does.
you're a fan...
Oh, he does!
No. When he died in episode 7, I'm just flapping in the fucking...
You're just like, yay! The
theater. Guess who one of my favorite characters is?
It's his edgelord son.
Kylo Ren.
The guy who would pick Shadow the Hedgehog flavored anything.
I love Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
He's the only reason why I watch those movies.
Adam Driver is good.
He plays him well. He's just frustrated. He's like... In the first one, he's kind of like sexually frustrated. That's the way he played him. And I was like, kind of weird.
I called him Darth Teen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love his lightsaber. I love that it's unstable, just like him. It's a cool reflection. And then episode 8 and 9 just suck dick. So
They sure do. Man, all that cool potential, and they're, oh, no, we dropped it. Goodbye.
but don't worry, we're gonna make a Rey movie.
Yeah, with her piss saber.
So number 2, Elemental.
Yeah, doing better. I mean, now it's like, people are like, it's not horrible, but it's definitely going to be one that's going to get more of its money once it hits streaming, I feel like.
What was that movie that Disney released? Not Pixar, it was just Disney. Animated, and they're like living on a planet.
Oh, Strange World?
Yeah, Strange World. That has not done well.
No, it is a ugly-ass movie. It looks
I
like
know
a
we tried to
Grubhub
watch
ad.
it. It was horrible.
It was awful.
It looked like a Fry's ad.
It was ugh.
Um,
Which was so weird, because it was star-studded, too.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Number 3, Spider-Man. Webhead is back in it. He's
Woo!
not leaving. Number 4, No Hard Feelings, which I believe is the one with Katniss.
Yeah. That Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence, yes. Sorry, I already said that. My computer's doing something weird. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts,
Good
number
for
5.
them.
I don't know why they decided to do this.
What? Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken?
With Little Mermaid showing up.
I've heard only bad things for it. It's ugly. It's very ugly looking.
I could tell by the trailers and the lack of them.
She's supposed to be disguised as a human,
Yeah.
but she also has no nose and is blue and has fin ears, and everyone's like, oh, we're just supposed to believe that no one realizes this girl is not a human being.
Well, in theory, we do walk among aliens.
No. But also, I heard that it's literally basically beat for beat the exact same plot as Turning Red.
Oh, so it's about periods?
No, it's more...
I did that to piss you guys off.
It's more like, oh, she has this ability, and her mom is exactly like the mom from Turning Red, and then there's her grandmother,
overprotective.
which is exactly like the grandmother from Turning Red.
Number 7, The Little Mermaid.
At least it'd be Little Mermaid, but the Little Mermaid is 6 weeks in, so...
It's still sticking around, that's cool.
First week for Ruby Gillman, it's sitting at number 6? That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have many weight or much weight against Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dial of Destiny is worth being made or watching.
No.
And I love Indiana Jones. My favorite, which one's your favorite? Last Crusade, because it's everybody's fucking favorite except for mine.
The third one, woo!
I like Temple of Doom.
I know.
I like
you
how
do.
gory it is.
Short Round is cool. I like Short Round.
Man, who's not in Dial of Destiny, despite the fact that he had this Ugh. And the director's like, there's too many characters and I don't want them. He's like, shut the fuck up, Mangold. Okay, so what's missing from these top 7 that recently released?
Oh man.
I feel like...
It'll come to me in a flash. Just give me a second.
Oh, can I talk about Batman? And how dumb it would be to pit the latest Batman that everybody always has a stigma towards and bringing back an old guy whose career was relaunched by pretending to be Batman, but he was actually a Birdman.
So how's the Flash
You're not
doing?
fucking meta. Flash at number 8.
Sinking. Tanking. It's only been 3 weeks?
Yep.
Oh,
So,
Flash.
Last week, we talked about negative scores towards it, the percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But it was already negative 60%, right? Around that last week.
Yeah.
Now, from what it was last week, it's dropped another 60%. This is an epic failure.
Yeah.
This movie sucks.
Everyone, I don't know why.
I know DC fans, and I've asked them, have you gone see that? And they went, no.
It looks hideous. Ezra Miller is a criminal.
Yes.
Every single thing, it was obvious that they should not have done this, and I don't know why they stuck so hard and fast to it.
Yeah.
I do not... Idiots. Idiots in charge.
I'm just amazed. And you didn't even put his villain in there.
No, but we threw in Supergirl, who died.
Batman dies too.
Yeah, it's dumb. Everyone dies. Everyone, oh, we're introducing this character. Nope, they're gone. Bye.
Yeah.
Are you having fun yet?
Zod is basically the hero of the whole thing.
Yeah, but he also dies.
No. He wins. The Flashes lose so bad they run away.
Oh.
That's the story. They
Wow.
suck that bad. I don't know about you, but I don't know Barry Allen to be a quitter.
Ugh. Ugh.
Is that not why he did his Flashpoint? Because he was so upset.
He had to lose so bad, man. Nothing about this film sounds good at all. I don't.
No.
Why did they do this? Who is in charge? Zaslav. Is that his name? The dude in charge of Warner Brothers?
Yeah, apparently he is the #1 enemy in Hollywood now.
The people hate him. Like other directors also hate him.
So I'm gonna end Coffee Break, or not Coffee Break, Box Office Trolls right there.
Yeah.
There's no need to keep going.
Oh, like the next one was like Asteroid City, but we all kind of saw that coming.
Well, Asteroid City is...
It's like a niche film. Everyone who wanted to see it saw it that first week.
Yeah.
And most people will wait till it's streaming.
And that's the thing about Wes Anderson, is not everybody's into that style of film.
No.
Which is funny, because I would love to show the simpletons Wes Anderson, so that they can understand exactly what film should be like.
There was a challenge people were doing on TikTok a while back.
Watching all of his movies.
No, they were trying to film them doing something in the style of Wes Anderson. And
it's hard.
A lot of people didn't fully get it. It was nice attempts, though.
His process of creating these films, he takes about 3 years to make one.
Yeah.
Him and his brother sit down and they write this crazy script. Right?
Very intricate storyboards.
A lot of dialogue heavy story. And then they go to the storyboards and they paint, not draw, they paint it out. And Wes Anderson likes pastel colors and symmetry.
Yes. Perfect symmetry.
Yes.
He breaks almost every rule in film to get that symmetry. You'll have characters talking directly into the camera, which is another thing you're not generally supposed to do.
Yep. You'll have characters misplaced. Mm-hmm. So it almost has this effect of being a stage play.
Yeah. But his films are great, and they're fun. They're quirky.
Which one's your favorite?
I was just thinking of, oh man, it's so hard to narrow it down. I really like Fantastic Mr. Fox. That was a fun one.
Okay.
For being animated, that was good.
Yeah, I guess. Me? Grand Budapest.
Grand Budapest is really good.
Oh, I love that one.
Adrian Brody's in that one.
Dude, they're all in it.
True. They're all, yes.
Life Aquatic.
That's a good one. That's a funny one.
When Owen Wilson slaps William Dafoe. And that happened. You guys got to go watch it.
It's so good.
The movies can be slightly dry, but they're actually very humorous.
You're also very long.
Yes.
So, strap in.
He's telling a story. These are not simple films. You cannot just go out there and just make it.
Nah.
You have to really plan out everything. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does. He meticulously plans out everything.
I hadn't seen what he looks like. I've watched Fantastic Mr. Fox recently, and then I was looking at behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, that's what Wes Anderson looks like?
He looks like a normal guy.
He's just such a regular dude.
Yeah.
Just a beanpole.
Yeah. The one thing that really weirded me out about him, he's a Texan.
Really?
You would not expect.
I would have guessed New York or something.
Yeah. Just from the good old South. Uh-huh. And it's just like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Okay. Well, what else are you going to do in Texas all day?
Yeah. So, DC, Superman Legacy. They have to redo this. They have to reboot whatever DC is now. Because The Flash is not doing it.
Yeah.
And
DC is hemorrhaging.
Hemorrhaging? I don't know. I think they're in the ER.
Rotting?
Ooh.
Decaying.
Yeah. You're a corpse.
Bad stuff.
Left in the gutter.
Nothing good.
Yeah, anyways. So, Gunn is going to reboot it, the DCU. Everybody knows this. But they announced their casting choice for Superman, Clark Kent, and Lois Lane.
Didn't they also announce Who's Lois's camera person?
I swear to God. Are
Jimmy?
you? Yes.
Is his name Jimmy?
Jimmy Page.
I couldn't remember if it was Jimmy or Timmy.
What?
I saw someone...
Have you never heard the song Pocket Full of Kryptonite?
No.
God. It's literally, it's like a alternative punk rock song. It's an older one, but it's about Jimmy and how he wants to be with Lois, but he's got to deal with Clark.
Oh.
And he wants to kill Clark to get Lois. That's why he's got a pocket full of kryptonite.
I saw someone, I don't know if this is like a confirmed casting choice. I think it was just like a, this would be cool kind of casting choice. Do you remember
Chris Pratt?
the girl who played the druid in the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Mm-hmm.
Her for Jimmy.
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely interchange that character.
Yeah.
Do you remember him in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Cut? He's not in the theatrical.
Yes, he's barely in it.
And he's like some CIA agent.
Yeah.
And then they like whack him.
Jimmy. I was
just like, Zach, why did you do this? He's supposed to be just a lovable dork.
He's just supposed to be, just a guy who's cool and there.
Yeah. Anyways, they hired and cast David Cornsweet?
That's his name?
Cornsweet?
I guess that's how it was pronounced.
We went back to British people.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing about him is how much he looks like Henry Cavill.
I've seen a lot of people say that, and a lot of people go, yeah, because you want to know why? It's because they all look like Superman. That's the thing. He doesn't look like Henry Cavill. Him and Henry look like Superman.
Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The Superman I saw as a kid was... Oh no.
I just saw every single thought escape your mind. I could see it happen in slow motion.
Christopher Reeves. Christopher Reeves. Oh, that was so hard to pull out.
Who's the one from the
He's the guy you know as Superman.
Oh no, the one from Arrowverse. What's his name?
I don't know his name. He does not look like them at all.
And then there was the other one who played Adam, and he was Superman at one point in time.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah. They all look the same.
They don't.
Yeah, they do. Stand them next to each other. They look like they could be brothers.
Okay. Just because they're tall, stocky white guys with brunette hair does not mean they're Superman.
They all look the same. Exactly the same as each other.
You know what? When I watch Witcher, I'm just going to be like, that's Superman. I don't think this is funny.
It's actually going to be Chris Hemsworth, isn't it? Because
Liam.
Henry... Oh, Liam?
Yeah.
I knew it was one of them.
Come on.
One of the Hemsworths.
Get the Hemsworths real, okay?
I can't even... Man, it's like trying to keep track of the names of the Skarsgårds.
There's way too many of them.
Which one's Pennywise? I was trying to
Bill.
look him up, and I kept using the wrong name. And I'm like...
Were you calling him Alexander?
I'm like, what's your damn name? Who are you?
Alexander does not look like Bill.
No. I kept getting... Which one's the dad? What's his name?
God, why are you asking me these... I couldn't remember fucking Christopher Reeves. Why are you gonna ask me this? Okay, let's do the Skarsgårds. For Lois Lane, before we go into Skarsgårds, they hired the girl who did Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah.
And I don't care about it.
No.
And I was watching her act, because I was just kind of curious, can she be Lois Lane? Yeah, she can, but I'm not going to like this. Lois was always the worst part of Superman.
There's a new animated Superman story coming out.
My Friend Superman?
Yeah, and Lois she's got this cute, super short, pixie cut. And I'm like, that's Lois. That's good. She looks adorable. And so then I see Marvelous Miss Maisel looking like the most bland, run-of-the-mill Lois Lane. And I'm like, oh, we're just no creativity. All right. Yeah, and I couldn't even spell Skarsgård either.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know where the A with the umlaut over it is on my keyboard.
What, they're Norwegian?
Swedish.
Those Swedish fuckers. They always show up in the coolest places. Stellan! His name's Stellan.
Stellan Skarsgård, yeah. He's in
There's also Gustav and Walter.
Walter. Wow. Are they all actors?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
I know there's like a sister in there.
Yeah. Someone maybe married somebody. I'm looking. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Stellan Skarsgård you would know from Thor.
Yeah. He's the older dude in their team of scientists.
Yes.
He was actually surprisingly very important in, like, the main progression of the plot. With, like, the Infinity Stones and stuff. Specifically with the Aether in the second movie.
Yes, when he was kind of crazy, but he actually was figuring it out.
Yeah.
Thor. Ugh.
Every time those characters, Thor's like science squad, anytime those characters show up, I'm always like, who are you? And then I take his hand, I'm like, oh yeah, you're Thor's weird science squad.
If we stop and look at the quadrilogy of Thor, it is weird.
What a roller coaster.
I don't think you can watch all four back to back and get the whole story.
We started with this like really traditional high fantasy type of like adventure.
Yeah.
And we end with wacky New Zealand comedy hijinks.
Yeah, where he's fighting a god, basically? Or a god killer?
God killer, yeah.
And weirdly enough, they come to the same conclusion that they have to take care of their loved ones. That's the whole point of it.
It is a good movie. It's too long, I'd say.
Oh yeah, it's way too long.
So we waffle about so much in the middle there, and it's not important. We don't need to. Also, too much Korg. I don't find Korg funny anymore.
Wait, Bill's gonna be the crow?
Is he? Oh, that's gonna be a scary crow.
Is that gasoline I smell?
Oh man.
If you guys haven't seen The Crow, don't watch it because it's really fucking depressing.
It's really sad.
And then you find out the story behind it, and you're just gonna be even more sad.
And then it's like 7 times more sad. I want to shift topic to something.
But he's also going to be in Nosferatu.
Is he going to be Nosferatu?
No.
Who is he going to be? Ben? Is that the man?
Count Orlok. Nosferatu will be directed by our favorite buddy, Roger Eggers.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Known for The Witch.
Mm-hmm.
The Vavitch.
Is that his next one that he's doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Lighthouse, and Bill's brother was the lead in...
Norseman.
The Norseman. Oh my god.
Norseman was good. Norseman was wacky.
I could see why people didn't like it.
It was a lot. They're always a lot.
They got that one line in there, and I think about it every now and then. I'm like, that's pretty true, man.
I just think about seeing the Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Just that moment.
That's a really creepy moment.
Then it just makes me think about the Green Knight. Man.
Yeah. Every now and then I'll come back to the Green Knight and I'm like, it was a stupidly good movie, but it's so bizarre.
Sometimes I just think about the giants. And I'm just like, why were there giants?
He put that in there because it was folklore. That had nothing to do with the story.
I know, because we just saw giants and then we kept going on the adventure.
Yeah. One of the kids who's throwing rocks at him before that was the kid who plays Joker in The Batman. And he's also the autistic one in The Banshees of Inisherin.
He is. He's also one of the Eternals.
Yes.
Druid or whatever.
Druid.
Whatever, yeah. They're like...
Because they got really clever with that name.
Get it? That's why they're called these things.
And that's why there's no sequel.
I was going to change topic. I want to talk about The Bear.
Oh, okay.
So we watched The Bear. You had already seen it. You had high praise for it.
I watched the first season in one night last year.
I didn't watch it with you. I've heard high praise, you know. I watched it finally because we were getting into season 2.
Yep.
It was fantastic. It was really amazing. I see why you ranted and raved about it so much.
Oh, God, it's so good.
I keep thinking about it's like one of the first shots, like when he's having his dream about the bear in the cage, and then it's him waking up, and it's this beautiful shot with the lighting of him like sitting upright on like a shelf in a kitchen, and the lights go from black with like an orange spotlight to like the bright lights of a fully illuminated kitchen, And I'm like, I could tell, like, this was all practical, and this was probably a really hard shot to get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was amazing.
They only use CGI to basically cheat dangerous scenes.
Yeah, I could kind of tell that the smoke from the fire was fake.
The fire was fake too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's a real dangerous hazard, and you're in a kitchen, which we see is functioning. Mm-hmm. You can actually cook in there. So yeah, to have a fire in there, that
we watched it. We're like halfway through the second season. There was a in the.
Can I talk about the first season before we get to the second season?
I was just gonna say a character was smoking, and I could tell that she was not actually smoking because the smoke she was breathing out did not look right.
Oh, I didn't see that. You know, they only smoke. They look like cigarettes. They basically are cigarettes, but they're just herbs. Mm-hmm. But not the fun ones. And
it's literally like. It's not oregano, because smoking oregano would really be an assault on the senses, but it's basically something like that.
It's not oregano. You wouldn't cook with it, but it's basically like hay.
Yeah.
I kind of figured, like, it's...
I imagine it's gotta smell crazy on set when you have, like, a bunch of people smoking hay.
I smoked one a long time ago. They burn well, but they go fast, and there's nothing to it, you know? There's no nicotine, there's no chemicals.
That's the point of using a fake one on set,
Yeah.
so you're not forcing your actors to get cancer.
I guess. What is it? The second to last episode of the season. The first season.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
It's all one shot.
It's all one shot.
That's crazy.
We started this talking about filmography.
Uh-huh.
And I am telling you, if you have not seen this, go watch that episode.
And
it is stupidly amazing.
Lots of times when there's like one takes, there are moments where it cuts. Mm-hmm. If you know what to look for, you can find it. I could not find a cut moment in that one take. No. If they hit it very, very well. And damn.
I like one cuts. I think we've gone too far where a whole movie can be a one cut.
Yeah, isn't Birdman like that?
No. There are cuts in it.
Oh, there are?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they turn corners and like the kind of like the camera, because the lights, it blacks out, that's a cut.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then it picks up right there.
Yeah.
So it seems seamless to you, but there's cuts. So Birdman's not as cool as they fucking say it is, and it's really not a good story.
I also feel like having a whole movie be one take would lose its charm real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. I like it just being there in that moment. The first one cut that I saw that made me like perk up, and I'm sure I've seen them before, but it was Daredevil, Netflix's Daredevil.
Yeah.
In the first season, where he's going in to save the kid.
Everyone was talking about that.
We were talking about it in class.
Yeah, every class I went to that week.
The professor came in, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And we're like, "You got to see this." And we pulled up the scene and just started watching it again, which we were all just like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
It's so good.
And we had to sit there and try and figure it out. I know how it's done.
Yeah, there's multiple body doubles.
Yes. It's all the stunt actors dressed up the same as Charlie, and them combing through the doors. Oh my god, just beating up people.
Stuff. I'm always impressed with one-shots. Not always in film, but with animation. When animation has a really... Because I know animating is hard, and when you cut, that can like help you cheat things.
Yes.
So if it's all one big long take, that's like extra effort, and I'm so impressed with it.
The coolest thing about that one is it's a shot down a hallway. It's a long shot, and it's got a rail going. So there's a dolly moving forward slightly as they're fighting. So you have to time up everything.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, Daredevil comes through a door, but really he's, like, hitting a guy so hard, he's knocking the door off its hinges into the wall.
Yeah.
And he's beating the crap out of him. And they have to time that right just for you to get, like, oh my god, this is really aggressive. You know,
but not hit the camera.
Yes. So amazing. The Bear, second season.
Not as good as its first season. Still very good. Like, it's still, like, above and beyond. I think this first season had, like, a cute simplicity to it.
Yep.
And of course, they're trying to build and expand.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, that was such a great first season. Where can you go from here? And I think it naturally took what it should be. Mm-hmm. There are some things that I still question. There's a halfway mark, and we hit that yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's a Christmas flashback episode. It's all about the family.
It was
Star-studded.
Yes. Bob Odenkirk's in it.
John Mulaney.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Crazy.
There's other people in there.
There were, yeah. Like John Benthel, you know.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Speaking of Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Punisher.
But yeah, it was an intense episode. Like, after we finished it, so we watched, like, the first half of it, and we walked away. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday we watched the second half of it, and we're like, we need a break.
Yep. So we watched American Psycho.
We did. A fun one to tear apart.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about American Psycho here.
We could talk about American Psycho for hours.
We still talk about American Psycho for hours by ourselves.
Yeah, Patrick's just a fun character to deconstruct and study.
God, he's such a loser.
He's such a nerd loser.
And for Christian to come out later, years later, and just be like, if anyone wants to be him, I think you're a loser.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of the film.
And it just adds that extra layer of, he knew when he played him, he's a fucking dork.
Yeah.
No one can get his name right.
No one remembers his name.
No one cares about him.
He has the worst of the, like, business cards.
Yes.
Everyone else in that scene, even Paul.
Oh my god, he even has a watermark.
Who's the other guy? The like, gawky, nerdy dude who has a crush on Patrick. Even he showed up and had a better one than Patrick.
Crothers?
Yeah. No, it's not me. You're mistaken.
I have to return some videotapes. Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, this season... Well, I can't believe we're already halfway through.
It was what Danny... what's his name? Jesse?
Yeah.
Jesse was saying to his son about trust. Mm-hmm. And how if someone gives you trust, it takes the load off of them. Mm-hmm. But when you betray it, you're saying, fuck you, I don't give a fuck about you. Mm-hmm. And these are the words he actually used.
Yeah.
And then you see their cousins do exactly that.
Yeah.
And I was starting to like them. And then I saw that ending and I was like, I have a bad feeling about this season. I think there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. It's ramping up through these seasons.
It is.
The first season's really fun, but it's weird that it has almost nothing to do with the rest of the story.
Yeah, the first season's it's very different from how the rest of the seasons play out.
Yep. The second season,
good. This is the third season,
yes.
Right? Yeah. Second season's good, but...
You know, for a show that only has 8 episodes per season and this is their third season, there's way too much story to tell.
There's so much going on. Well, there's the 3 kids, the 3 gemstones, and their wacky antics. And then I forgot Jesse had, like, more than one child.
Yep.
He has, like, 3 of them. So we see Pontius, and he's doing things now.
Yep.
And then he has... Also, what asshole names their kid Pontius?
Because they're religious.
I get it, but Pontius, really? Of all the religious names.
Do you remember when they were playing Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers?
Yeah.
Just let that roll around in your mouth.
Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers. What was it? We saw Baby Billy, the actor. Okay, that's not his name. He was in something else recently. Do you remember what it was?
I saw that he was in another show long ago with Danny McBride.
I'll look it up. Because I remember we were just like, who is that? And then like I Googled it. It was like, it's Baby Billy.
I love that the way those two characters confront each other. Mm-hmm. And when in real life they're best friends.
Yeah.
Because they say horrible things to each other.
They do. It is a potty mouth of a show. Every character. Every single character. Except for Judy's husband, BJ. Poor BJ.
BJ gets screwed. If you guys haven't seen Righteous Gemstones and you got the stomach for a quacky...
Like a weird...
religious...
thing?
It's satire. It's a strong satire on religion. It is specifically televangelists.
Yes. If you like Danny McBride... You'll like it.
Yeah.
Danny
if you're already
McBride's
watching it, keep enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
We've been going for about an hour.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for Coffee Break.
I mean, we got so much stuff to talk about. I just wanted to say I've been playing Resident Evil 4 more, and it better win Game of the Year.
I hope so.
And-
This is a stacked year.
I know.
That's the hard thing.
I saw the official poster for Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah?
I hate it.
Yeah?
It matches the other two games, where it's, Spider-Man doing, like, he's up in the air shooting out his web.
Yeah.
And then there's Miles doing his thing, shooting out his web. And now together, they're on it together next to each other, side by side. Miles has his left hand up in a fist, and he's got his Venom Shock electricity going.
Dope.
And Peter is shooting his web out. His web is black, and you
Yeah.
can see Venom, like, slowly infecting him.
Cool. Is it just, like, busy? Like, it's a lot on one box art?
No, when you look at it, you just be like, oh, it's Spider-Man. You have to look for those details. And I was like, you need to make that pop.
Maybe a more simplistic background or something?
No, the background's the same as the others. It's either red or black.
Oh.
They just used red again.
Oh, well, then. I
It
don't know
just
what else
says
we can
Spider-Man
do.
2. I'm pretty sure that game is going to be great.
Yeah, that might end up winning Game of the Year.
Oh, rumors about Silent Hill 2, the remake, will come out early next year because they're stealing Resident Evil and Capcom's idea.
Yep.
Because we all found out January is the greatest time to release horror films or movies, games.
It's a nice time after like you get through October and then you have like your rest moment and then you get back into it and you're like, no, I want more horror things.
Yeah, honestly, Capcom. I should really do a garbage eggs on Capcom and just. I know we got the Resident Evil thing going, but just talking about that company and them figuring it out in 2017 to release a game that probably should have never existed, Resident Evil Biohazard, or Biohazard Resident Evil, in January.
Yeah.
And it just became a huge success because there was nothing else happening.
And it saved the franchise, honestly.
Oh, but the amount of work that went into that. Okay, so that was a coffee break.
Yeah, let us know with this different style if you liked it or not.
God, garbage eggs.
What?
The last Pokemon part.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys made it to this point and you've already seen it, I know I said I would edit it, and I did. I was working on it, and for some reason, there's an autosave feature that did not function.
Yeah, you lost the whole file.
I spent hours on it. I have pictures of it,
Yep.
and it all just went away. And I just lost so much hope, and I was actually so frustrated.
It's still a good one to listen to.
Yes, you still have the audio, and I made sure that you guys can still enjoy it, but why it's not edited, I feel like the world was punishing me for something.
Yeah, sometimes technology just is your worst enemy.
Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't seen them, go check them out.
They were good. We talked about Pokemon. They were good.
I mean, it's almost like 3 hours of Pokemon.
It was a lot of Pokemon.
Okay, you guys enjoy.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.